This is the Christie House in Long Prairie, Minnesota. It was built in 1901 and was the home of Dr. George R. Christie Sr. and his family from 1901 to 1976. At that time, the son of George Christie, Robert Christie, gave the home to the community. George Christie was the first licensed physician in Todd County. He lived from 1858 to 1947. The doctor used this house to see patients and even perform surgeries on the kitchen table that is still there today. When the home was left to the community, it had changed little since the original owner lived there. The home contains nearly all of the original furniture and most of the family belongings. People have had supernatural experiences in the house for years. It is thought that George and his wife visit often and that a maid lingers on to oversee things to this very day. A likeness of George was caught in a mirror while an investigator was taking a picture. The spirits seem to light up K2 meters to the beat of music when music is played on the family's Victrola. In this first video, we are getting set up and so far only have our video camera going. Debbie and James are talking about Debbie's experiences using her psychic abilities to find missing people. About 35 seconds in, you will hear James say, "Isn't that how it goes?" Then around the 4-minute counter mark, you will hear Debbie reply, "Yep." And just as she says yep, you will hear a female spirit, possibly a child, say, "Her," very loudly.
Okay. And I've been doing it ever since. I'm very good at finding missing people.
Excellent.
There was just a person here like last week that I helped find. There was a man that had suicidal, you know, and I said, well, he's by the river, and he's halfway in and halfway out, and he parked his car and went straight down. You know, he's in the river, but half in and half out. Because he wanted to be found, but he didn't want to be found, kind of thing.
Well, isn't that how it goes?
Yeah. And
It's a
went
cry
there,
for
and
help.
that's where he was, yeah.
Yeah.
He passed away.
In this next video, you will see that we are excited to see the name Charles come up on the obelisk. This is because the Christie family married into the Lindbergh family, and they were actually quite close.
He is turning on an old Victrola.
Everybody want to dance? Turn these lights on. Oh, it's going.
A little further away. A little further. Woo! That's pretty good dancing, Dad. That's pretty good. the meters here,
Oh, there's one.
colored lights.
Or turn on the flashlights.
I asked you to move away and it said far.
Oh, I did. It's saying, Charles,
Oh my gosh.
look at the donuts. Can you
We're
feel that?
talking about Charles Lindbergh.
Charles Lindbergh. Charles. Is Charles Lindbergh here? Is he did his flight in what? When did Charles Lindbergh?
17.
This one?
Yep,
Move it closer.
I can see it. Oh, this one's really going off here.
Yeah.
A lot. Somebody likes you dancing.
Mm-hmm.
So who likes her dancing?
Oh,
Is it
Charles keeps on. Ooh, look at that. Look at that. It's really going.
not Charles, George and Sarah? George and Sarah, are you here?
Or Bob.
Bob or Robert?
How about Eva?
Eva.
Ooh, it really went good. Is this you, Eva? Look at it.
In the next 3 or 4 video clips, you will see that we are singing and I play the piano. The interesting thing is that the K2 meters are going off many times to the beat of the music. What's also interesting is that when we don't sing very well, or we forget the words, or when I'm making mistakes in the piano, the K2 meters don't light up. They seem to light up more when we're doing a good job.
Goes again. Oh, okay. Look at the music. It's going to music. It loves this one. What's this one look like? It's going with the music, see it? I said,
Stars and stripes.
there you go. Oh, it likes it. The K2s are going. Diane's playing the piano. If you like Diane's playing, go all the way to the red. Okay, that's orange. It's going to orange, so go a little bit higher. If you like her playing. They're both going out.
In this next audio recording, you will hear 3 EVPs in quick succession. You will first hear a little girl say hi, although it is very faint, And then you will hear a woman say water. And then you will hear a man say, stand closer to them. In this next recording, you will hear a small dog bark about 5 seconds after the recording starts. In this next segment, you will hear us talk about someone named Adam who happened to be a friend of the Christies. I will show you a few videos where this communication starts, and there also is an EVP of a man saying Roger. Then after that, I will say, Adam, are you here? And then we hear a voice that says, I am.
That's a little more recent.
Yeah, it is.
It says ask Adam.
Who the heck was
So I think he came to visit more than once, which he could. Nothing on the back still, right?
Adam, did you say, I think it just said Adam.
Adam.
What? You gonna say what?
Adam.
Sounds like it.
Adam.
Can you turn one of these flashlights on? Adam, you want to communicate with us?
Adam, are you here? Adam, what's your last name?
Mason.
Adam Mason, are you here? It came through again with another word.
Adam Christie.
Adam, I can hear you now. If you can tell me if you're here.
Hi.
It almost sounds like I am, but I'm not sure. I'm getting some radio on here.
Roger.
What?
Adam, I can hear you now. If you can tell me if you're here. Hi. It almost sounded like I am.
In this next clip, you will see James trying to interact with Dr. George. He says his name several times as if trying to reach him. Later, we will play you an EVP we caught on our digital recorder where a woman and a man answer him separately saying, "What?" You will also see that while he is singing to George, the K2 meters are going off quite well. I am trying to listen to the spirit box because we forgot our speaker, so I have to watch it and listen closely. But at one point, you see my mouth drop because after James says the word like comes through the spirit box.
George? 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 Is that you, George? Is that you, George? I bet it's you, right, George? Hey, good to meet you. All right, George. Did you like the music? I love it. Music makes the world go round, makes the world go round, makes the world go round. George, you're the one We like you. We like you. George, 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 you're the one. George, 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 you're the one. George? 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 Is that you, George? You're the one. We like you. We like. You're the one. You're the one. George.
When you said like, this thing said like pretty clearly, right after you said the word the first time.
Okay.
Yeah, it said like, and there's no radio coming through at all.
Okay.
In this next segment, you will see that the Christie House lives up to his name once again as the K2 meters go off to our singing and go off most intensely when we are doing a good job.
Horses when she comes.
Whoa, back!
She'll be
driving
6 white horses when she comes.
Whoa, back!
She'll be driving 6 white horses.
She'll be driving 6 white horses. She'll be driving 6 white horses when she comes.
Whoa, back!
And we'll all go up to meet her when she
comes.
Yes,
We'll
we'll
all go out to see her when she comes. We'll all go out to see her. We'll all go out to see her. We'll all go out to see her when she comes.
Whoa, back!
That's pretty good.
She'll be wearing bells on her toes when she comes. She'll be wearing bells on her toes when she comes. When she comes,
She'll be
wearing bells on her toes. She'll be wearing bells on her toes. She'll be wearing bells on her toes when she comes.
Whoa, back!
Toward the end of the evening, we were leaving the parlor to go to the attic. Along the way, we kept our digital recordings going. You will hear Debbie say that she was born in New Zealand. Right after this, you will hear a very loud groan of a woman or a man. Keep in mind that Dr. Christie did surgery on his kitchen table.
To the point that I had to go to a for that
So you were born
in New Zealand. I was born in New Zealand, but my family, my dad and brother, my dad and mom and siblings were born.
At the end of the evening, we investigated the attic, where it is told a spirit tried to enter an investigator's body. We seemed to have limited conversations with our word ovulists with some fairly dark words. At one point, Debbie asked the dark entities to leave. At the end, we ran out of battery power for our iPads, iPhones, and Spirit Box. I still had a digital audio recorder next to me, and our video camera was 12 to 15 feet away. We still managed to get 2 EVPs. In this first clip, you will hear a deep breath right after Debbie says, "Diane listens to them all." You will hear it on the video. It is not us for sure because it is picked up by the camera a good distance away. On the digital recording, it is even more clear. I think the spirit is happy that our noisy instruments gave out and that we are leaving the attic.
To this recording before we leave, then we can hear you when we play it back. So if you can do that, that would be just so awesome.
Diane listens to them all.
Diane listens to them all.
The next EVP puzzles me. I don't know if we have 2 EVPs or if one EVP is happening simultaneously over Jim's voice. Jim has a mask on, so it is hard to tell, but to me it does not sound like him at all. Debbie says, "Still, thank you, Dorothy, for that." And right after, you will hear what sounds like a different male voice say, "Yeah." It seems to be speaking directly into the video camera a distance away. It does not sound like Jim to me at all. It has a lower, more unhappy quality and seems to be spoken directly into the video camera. But on my digital recording at the very same time, all we hear is a disgusted male voice saying, "Huh." Again, it sounds snide. While Jim is talking, you hear the affection in his voice about his friend Dorothy. So again, it does not sound anything like Jim and is clearly a different voice. So the question is, do we have two spirits reacting to her thank you to Dorothy, or just one?
Wow.
And yeah,
That must have been a real labor of love to take everything out of this attic and catalog it and,
well, she had a lot of help,
yeah.
But still.
but she
it's-
was in charge.
Yeah.
And she
Well,
always
thank you,
was in
Dorothy, for
charge.
that.
Yeah.
We appreciate that you allowed us to look at
Dorothy
this
was a
stuff.
good friend of mine.
Thank you, Dorothy, for that. Yeah. We appreciate that you allowed us to.
Dorothy was a good friend of mine.
Oh.
The Christie family lives on in Long Prairie, Minnesota. Although not all connections were reflected on this video, we did seem to connect with George Christie, one or two of his wives, and also his daughter. The same male voice says stand closer to them and also answers when James calls for George. The K2 meters do go off as music is present quite consistently. The attic is somewhat darker and seems to house a spirit that is less content.